All right, thanks, Chris. It's been a long time.
It has. It's been too long. Glad to see your pretty face again.
So you've been busy.
Busy, busy.
Um, you just got back from a trip.
Yeah, just went over to Taiwan and Japan with my partner. Had fun with the family. 93-year-old grandma's birthday. So uh,
Okay,
got lots of good ramen. Got lots of good family food.
okay.
Uh, couldn't
Was
ask
that
for
a,
better.
so that was a vacation trip, not a work trip. Is that correct?
A little bit of work, but mostly family fun.
Okay, very good,
Something
very
that had
good.
been planned for a long, long time. So
Okay,
got to jet out and do some stuff sometimes.
very good. Okay, well, congratulations on Artemis. I know that people have been working hard on that and are still working hard on that. And the road
Uh,
trip is coming up.
Yeah, the evolution of Artemis and all of our testing validation vehicles is just, a lot of code refinement and updating. Feels like we're more a software and firmware company now. Uh,
Okay.
that seems to be taking up the bulk of our energy. So, still lots of road testing and stuff to be done, but yeah, it's going well. Everything's moving along steadily.
Okay. And thanks for joining me. It's 9 p.m. at night, guys, and Chris Anthony is joining me. I think it looks like you're in your garage or something.
This is the man cave. So this is actually where Aptera started. So we
Oh, is that right?
3D printed the first interior parts down here, and I remember making the first cross-car beam down here, and the very first solar setup that we had to test kind of the validity of the idea was on the roof till recently. We had a windstorm, and it blew it all up. So I
Oh,
took the
okay.
panels on. They were just cheap 100-watt Chinese panels,
Uh-huh.
but we put them at like the angle of the vehicle and then
Okay.
track the sun. So we had a little tracker, and then we just extrapolated from there. Okay, if this was 182 cells, how much would it produce? But I still have those panels, and maybe we'll give them away at the next big event, uh,
Okay.
Paris, San Diego. So maybe you can get yourself a. It's probably an 80-watt panel by now. The Chinese stuff doesn't last too long, but but on this roof was the very first validation of Aptera Solar.
Okay, very awesome.
Yeah.
So a couple of months ago, you guys talked about this in-gear two gear transmission that you guys are testing out. Is that in Artemis?
It was in Hermes for a while,
Okay.
and we only have the high speed gear of
Hmm.
the in-motive drive. So it's a pretty cool technology, super compelling. The in-motive team has been great to work with. Um, they're trucking along too on getting their technology to mass market. So it seems like match made in heaven. It's kind of exactly what we need, out of our drivetrain. Is we really need an efficient low gear and an efficient high gear.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's what they provide is a way to shift back and forth very seamlessly, and the way their drive systems work is just super super efficient. 99% efficient versus gears, which are more like 97%. And when you give up that couple percent of efficiency, it comes right out of your battery pack, right out of your range. So um, we're looking to eke out any bit of efficiency we can towards production, but it doesn't really change, how the motor installs or how the motor works. There's a little bit of programming on their side for how it actually shifts, but
Uh-huh.
that's kind of in motives work. So yeah, it's been great testing it, and we're hopeful that we can get a full program together as we push towards production.
Okay. So is the plan to put that thing in the launch edition, or are you thinking to put it in like later iterations?
It's possible. I would say the EMR3s, the plan and anything that we can add to the EMR3 to make it more efficient would be great.
Okay.
So this kind of tacks on, there's other stuff we're looking at, kind of the different lubricants that we could have in the EMR3, which could gain a little bit of efficiency,
Hmm.
so on. So we'll be continually looking for ways, working with our tire manufacturers for different compounds, working with our lubricant manufacturers to make sure our motor runs as efficiently as possible. In any way we can drop weight along the way and stuff like that is definitely in the card. So it's another thing on our list, but feels like it's progressing nicely, and it could be in a production vehicle. Yeah.
Okay. So like would that slow down production or you're just like if that if that gets ready by the time you guys are ready for production, you're going to put it in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
We
you
just
wouldn't
haven't let
hold
anything through it.
production.
Yeah, it could be an add-on too. You know, you
Uh,
could if it didn't make the first 1,000 vehicles, and we could add it on, you know, as an option. You could go in and have the gear case removed and have the new in-motive gear put on, maybe. But you know, nothing official yet until we do more testing and, you know, talk about what a full development program for something like that looks like. But you know, for now, it is a very compelling technology. You know, we've been talking with the in-motive guys for year and a half or so. So it's not something that's new. It's just something that we finally decided, hey, we should put some time into this. So
okay. All right. So the actual validation vehicle is Gemini. Am I correct? Is that what it
the
is?
actual production intent validation vehicle is Gemini. So
Right.
that's one to go to the track and
Yeah, that's the one that will get the actual production efficiency numbers, the actual range, and the actual solar production and all that stuff, correct?
yeah, that's the first one where you know, we had to pay a premium for it, but to get more production intent weighted parts
Hmm.
uh, like that, so we can put it on the track as production intent.
Right.
Um, you know, Hermes and Artemis, they're a little heavier because we didn't spend the extra money to get, you know, the production weight parts.
Uh-huh.
We just bought parts.
Right.
So it has been great, even though they're a little bit heavy.
Hmm.
Um, uh, and you know, some of the other parts aren't the same as what's going to be in Gemini. Just see everything fits together.
Yeah.
You run across problems that you just don't see in CAD when you actually put it on the road. Everything from, you know, clashing fasteners to you know, clips that don't have enough room to tubes that you know, interfere with each other. You know, lots of learning from just getting the first vehicles together and getting them on the road and, you know, bouncing them around and putting some miles on them. And you know, great to see the first, you know, runs on real roads from Flagstaff down to the coast. It
Hmm.
was awesome to see Steve out there and producing lots of solar power and getting great efficiency while mixing it up with semi trucks and other stuff. So it's uh, it's baby steps in some ways, but it feels like, you know, kind of landing on the moon. That, you know, our world has changed since we put these first validation vehicles out, and now it just, you know, it's a whole different kind of effort, a whole different kind of company. It's super exciting to see, you know, the team rally behind these validation and testing goals and just getting it done. You know, more people taking pictures of us on the roads now because we're
Yeah.
testing and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So, because I know you guys took Hermes out to the track, got some data on the efficiency and things like that, but you haven't released that stuff to the public. And I'm guessing it's presumably because that's not the production vehicle, so you don't want to confuse the picture.
Yeah, you know, we no matter how you crack it, you know, we're testing the most efficient vehicle ever put on the road.
Mhm.
Uh, but we know people are going to take the first numbers that we put out very seriously.
Yes.
We tried to like lessen, you know, kind of the feelings around our Flagstaff test,
Uh-huh.
but it was just too hard not to say, you know, hey, you know, this was a great initial run. It was
Uh-huh.
amazing to see, you know, how much efficiency and how much solar power we got.
Uh-huh.
And even though we weren't able to deplete the whole pack and do a full range test
Mhm.
and that sort of stuff and have the, you know, the production weighted chassis,
Mhm.
it's still just awesome to be the most efficient thing that's ever hit the road. I mean, you know, Volkswagen spent billions of dollars on their 1L program,
Mhm.
and it was 162 watt hours per mile. You know, nobody else is even close to the kind of efficiencies we're going to see with Aptera. But the goal is to get it down, you know, as close to 100 watt hours per mile as possible. Get the solar, you know, cranking over 4 kilowatt hours a day, and you
Mhm.
put all that together, and you know, it's a vehicle that'll change the world.